So Christmas 2022, Christmas New Year's actually, about 28th of January, and just sort of spent a couple of hours driving through a couple of different rivers, through the Murray, over the Murray I should say, over the Walkill, and this is the Murrumbidgee. But the Blackwater event certainly keeps going. So yeah, you can see the watermarks on the trees. It's obviously dropped probably about 16 inches, so 400 mil, 40 centimetres. I'm just at Balranald now, along the river reserve. Now, I'm actually paddling over the river reserve. You can see the watermarks on the trees, so the water has actually dropped a bit. But and you can see picnic tables here and there and seats here and there, so yeah. So very high level, water gets out into all the swamps and all the lignum, and yeah, a lot of vegetation rots and causes the black water. But as it rots, of course, it takes the oxygen out of the water. So along the edge of the water you'll see the little fingerlings ducking up to the surface and grabbing a mouthful of air combined with water, I think they do. And there's plenty of yabbies and crays sort of walk up to the edge of the water. They can breathe out of water, so they can sort of get to the edge of the water and breathe. But unfortunately, a lot of the big cod and yellow belly can't survive it. And so yeah, you see a lot of fish kills. It is the way of nature. Yeah, but I'm still paddling through the river reserve here, so yeah. This is the mighty Murrumbidgee we're about to paddle into. Paddling over the river reserve. I've certainly seen a couple of sets of ducklings, and what is not ideal for the fish is somewhat better for some of the other animals, particularly the bird life, I think. But these raw river red gums, they don't mind getting their feet wet. Not permanently, but they're used to all these floods over the years. Not something that's caused necessarily by man. Probably hasn't been helped by man. The dams are quite full upriver, and I don't think they're allowing enough capacity, possibly. Oh, look at that water flow. There you go. Damn. But yeah, this is the Murrumbidgee. I'll turn around and face down upriver. So that's the normal width of the river there, so yeah, you can see the tree lines there leaning out over the banks. And normally this is quite a sort of a taupe colour, or a little bit of a muddy colour river due to the carp in the water, and so yeah, but obviously now it's right in the middle of a Blackwater event, so yeah. I've brought my fishing rod, sort of been travelling north out of Swan Hill, as I said earlier, trying to find somewhere to throw a line in, but with these Blackwater events I won't bother. But I thought, just out of curiosity, I'll put the kayak in and we'll have a bit of a look. Yeah, we're planning to do a Tumut River trip, which is up in the Great Dividing Range, about, I don't know, probably 600, 700 k's east of here. And it's up in the Great Dividing Range, so up in the mountains. It's a dammed river, and it then travels down and joins this Murrumbidgee River. So I'll probably be up there in the next week, hopefully. We'll see how we go for time. But yeah, I'm travelling into the forest proper now. Again, this would be pretty good camp spots. It's probably a forest reserve where you're allowed to camp. But at the moment, no one's camping here. And to be honest, Christmas time is the prime time of the year for camping in these areas. It's currently 40 degrees, so everyone needs to, or likes to camp near the water, so yeah. That's a duck warning me off, saying get away from my ducklings. We just go out of our way. But you can see this would normally be just open forest. Pretty actually still, and I've got to say rainforesty in here at the moment. Sort of almost reminds me of Florida Everglades in a way. I think this area is actually a river reserve, so allowed to come in and camp in here. But obviously very bad timing for a blackwater event. And you'll see a sign over here, so there probably is a camping reserve here. We're in New South Wales now, so slightly different rules apply to camping on rivers and state forests and that sort of stuff compared to Victoria, where I'm from. Pretty fascinating though. So nice to have a bit of respite from the sun. It's 40 degrees, so yeah, pretty warm. A little bit cooler, there's just a little bit of breeze flowing through now, so it's just cooling off a little bit. Wow, the river spread wide. It's amazing how wide it is. Wonder what the bubbles are. They're coming up. Massive wetland here. Turn you around. Look at that, it goes miles. This is all from the Murrumbidgee River. So once I got back to the car, I drove over the other southern side of the Murrumbidgee and just grabbed the drone, but unfortunately the gimbal was gone on the drone, so forgive the really unstable footage here. But you can see when I'm talking about how big this wetland is and how massive it is, I'm over on the right-hand side of this picture at the moment. And so I was looking out to the south and just there was miles and miles of water. So yeah, as I go along here, I actually rotate the drone around, and again, just trying to give you a bit of a perspective of how wide the river had spread. It goes, probably a kilometre out to the south of the Murrumbidgee, I'd say, just looking at that. So yeah, it was quite fascinating, a lot of water, and I paddled through a lot of that and did a U-turn, sort of went back towards the west a bit more, but very, very interesting. So I'm way out the other side of the river now. I'm probably 200 or 300 metres from the river, and I can see water another 200 or 300 metres in front of me. Which probably means at this point the river's probably well over a kilometre wide. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. See, all the trees have got multiple spider webs on them because the spiders have had to go to high ground. See that little branch there, it's got thousands and thousands of spider webs on it. Sure, if I look close I'd find lots and lots of snakes, lots and lots of lizards up the trees. Haven't seen any yet. The baby dead.